Okay, Project Farm. The guy's a great guy. I've seen some of his videos pass by, and I've briefly clicked on his videos, and seems like a stellar dude. Have I ever watched a single video all the way through? No. Why? I don't like going to another creator's channel and getting ideas from them. I am a master mechanic in the field. I have worked for International. I have worked for Peterbilt. I've worked for independent construction companies on their dirt moving equipment, their excavators, their earth movers and stuff. I have worked for farm centers, co-ops, where I'm fixing big hydraulic units and pumping units in farmers' fields, and working on a plethora of semis, from Volvos to Freightliners to Internationals, that conveyor belt systems, swinger, mid swing loaders and stuff like that. And now I'm working at a manufacturer, or not a manufacturer, but a dealership. And I do this professionally every single day. I spend countless hours talking to you guys, responding to subscribers. I never thought that this would consume me like it has. So a lot of people come to me and they say, hey, you being a person working for a dealership, we don't get to see this kind of content all the time. There's very few of you that are allowed to be on the internet while working for a dealership, in lieu of the image of a manufacturer. And that puts a little bit more stress on me, because you are right, I do have to watch what I say. That's why you don't hear me manufacturer bash. That's why you don't hear me talk bad about other car companies and stuff, or other vehicles. I don't do that. I think it's unprofessional for people in my stature to do that, so I'm limited by what I can say. I think it's a little distasteful when all of the manufacturers have problems. You get the Toyota fanboys that come along and they're like praising Toyota up and down. I'm running 10-15,000 mile oil changes, and I'm sitting here like not the brightest crayons in the box, to be honest with you. But they do it. And then I go to some of the Toyota techs on here just to see if they're experiencing these 10,000 mile oil changes as a good recommendation or something like that. Or you go to the Car Nut or one of the Toyota techs or something like that, and you listen to what they have to say. And they're always saying, even Toyota and stuff, with the oil burning concerns, the oil control ring and stuff like that. So it makes me shake my head all the time, because everybody's trying to play this one-up card. My manufacturer, my corner's better than your corner and stuff like that. And I don't buy into it. I don't buy into any of that stuff. I like everybody. I like Toyotas. I like Chevys. I like Dodges. I like Fords. I find so much respect, especially for the older Toyotas in like the 80s and stuff like that. The older Fiats and some of the more exotic cars and stuff. I like everybody. You guys asked me to do oil filter reviews, or air filter reviews. You asked me to try this out or try that out. Somebody had sent me a Famoto drain valve today and said, I'd like for you to have this. I bought it for you for your Lincoln Town Car. I want you to give it a go and give me your honest opinion on it. People respect me in the regard of what I do and how I hold myself. Somebody popped up again today. I was asked by a subscriber, many subscribers previously, to give my opinion and my review on the K&N drop-in air filter. Well, when I post a video talking about day one of using the K&N drop-in air filter, fresh tank, reset the fuel mileage, a nice steady 45-50 minute drive all the way to work, kept you guys updated on day one, and I said, let's meet back 5 days from now when we refill up, if we make it that far, and calculate mileage. And then what we'll do is, because I drive the same place every single day, I stop at the same spots every single day. The only variance right now would be temperature, and then that's not even that much of a big deal, because it's pretty much the same temperature and about the same humidity every day right now. So we would be able to pick up on whether or not it was 60 degrees every day versus 90 degrees every day, and we could say that it was unfair, whatever my conclusion would be. And then the following week, I'll go back to the manufacturer filter and I'll run it for 5 days, and then we'll compare. You see me go into a segment where I took all these different air filters and I hooked up a scan tool and I got live readings, grams per second, intake air temp, looking at intake manifold pressure and stuff like that at idle, 1300 RPM, 200 RPM. I even ordered completely different testing equipment that will be here Wednesday, where I bought a cubic feet per minute type testing station. It's an attic fan blower, but it's a much nicer design where it's got variable speed, so you can test the different speeds, and you can hook. I'm going to take my whole entire factory air box and I'm going to set it out on the table, and I'm going to make the piping that goes into the air box so we can controlled manner in the atmosphere that the filter will be sitting in, pull air through it, and have a digital readout meter that's rated for hurricane wind speeds. And we're going to actually watch it on a tripod while pulling air and stuff through to see what kind of flow we're getting and what filter flows the best. Now, I can only see so much on a vehicle that's running at idle 1300 RPM and 2000 RPM because a piston is only going to pull so much volume at one time. And when you have that much mass rotating, it's going to be hard to take a filter unless it's super restrictive and see different gram per second numbers and stuff like that. So this was the only initial part one. Let's see if we see something. And there was nothing abnormal about any of the filters. So now we go on to part two, where we actually hook up the factory air box into custom ducting that will go into the blower, and we're actually going to pull air through that system, just like we would on the vehicle. And we're going to monitor what the output would be. Now, Project Farms, he built his own custom box, filters and stuff like that, and he monitored everything. That's fine. Everybody has their own way of doing things, right? I'm going to use a more live, like it's set up on the vehicle, factory type element, and using 200 cubic feet per minute, which would be like a small block 350 at 2000 RPM would pull 203 cubic feet per minute. Now that's a small block V8 motor. So we should be able to, in a variable selection, in a controlled environment, be able to take just a standard type 200 cubic feet per minute attic type blower and be able to control it and see what we're putting out through these filters. What are we seeing? We'll be able to measure this. So I don't go to other people's channels and get these ideas. People pin these links in my comment section. Go check out this guy. Go check out this guy. Go check out this guy. And lately it's been very overwhelming because people come here and they're like, oh, you're just wasting your money testing that Fram filter. Project Farm has already done it. Oh, you're just wasting your money doing that. Why would you even do something like that? That's so stupid. Talk about honing out an engine after using a Fram Air or hello bigger bore or something like that. I get that people are going to be silly and people are going to do those things, but guys, I get my ideas from my head. I think about what we want, what we talk about. I don't go to other creators' channels until somebody drops a link and says, I want you to go see this. Well, then I'll check it out and I'm like, oh, it's a Project Farm video. I don't want to be tainted by that image. Not that there's anything wrong with him, because I think he's a phenomenal person. He does great work. But I don't want to go to somebody else and steal their ideas and watch their videos and stuff like that. I want it to come from here and talking to you and what you want. You're asking me what, you're telling me what you want, and I'm giving it to you if I have the means to do so. And there's been many times where I've come back with tests or what I've said about certain filters and stuff like that, and you guys come back to me and say, you know what, that's pretty cool because Project Farm said the exact same thing in the exact same way that you did, and he came up with the same exact results. Oh, well, great then. Then maybe we're kind of on par with how we're thinking, and maybe we do something a little bit different than one another or somebody else. Somebody brought up Nate's Interactive Auto. Okay, it's fine. Let Nate do it, let Project Farm do it, and let me do it. And then you get the conclusion from what you see between the three of us, or however many people else. You know, there's other people out there as well that are doing this stuff. And they deserve the respect as well, but I don't go to other people's channels and get my ideas and try to steal their thunders. I think it up. Factory airbox, attic fan, digital output reader, tripod stand, very controlled environment, part 2 of my testing series. And then I tell you guys oh, we've never seen anybody else do that. That's why I try to come up with my own fresh ideas. I literally have a testing station right here that I'm building that everybody on the internet says they've never seen anybody do it. I've literally got a 5-gallon Power Max hydraulic tank here. I've got a bunch of clear line that came in. I've got a flow meter that's going to be hooked up so I can see how it's flowing through each oil filter. I've got an oil filter base at home. I've got this is a 3.5-gallon pump per minute, but I'm going to increase it. I'm going to go to a bigger pump as well. I just want to get the station and stuff set up, and then I want to go through different variations of it. What kind of pressure am I losing through the filter? How much would it take to put the filter into bypass or something like that? You know, how much dirty oil? If I can fill this tank full of dirty oil that comes from my vehicle, that's all from the same vehicle, right? And then I could run this oil through a filter and then see what's returning and be able to look at it. Well, maybe what filter cleans the best, the fastest, you know, up front. Maybe I can put a cheap orange can Fram on here and it's just terrible coming out. But then we can take a Wix XP and put it on here and we can clearly see the difference coming out of the pump, through the filter, in the tank, you know, yada, yada, yada. I'm setting all that stuff up. I'm building my own homemade testing station so I can do these controlled type tests. Each one of us have our own thing that we're going to be good at, right? But every time somebody comes along and says, hey, go to Project Farm, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, you're wasting all this. Maybe I'm going to do something different than Project Farm. Maybe I'm going to see something in a different filter testing situation or something like that in a different variable, maybe in a more real life type situation that makes something react different that could be the catalyst to a change. Just keep that in mind, guys. I don't run to other people's channels and go try to take ideas from them and stuff like that. When people ask me to do something, regardless if it's a good idea or a bad idea, if it's not going to hurt anybody, chances are I'm going to do it because I am an entertainer, a creator for the people that subscribe to this channel because I appreciate them. I'm not going to go run to somebody else's channel and try to be swayed to do something because somebody else has already done it. Y'all be blessed. This is a positive video, not complaining, just kind of clearing some things up and why when you guys say this type of stuff, I don't go do it because it's just not something that I do. I like my own creative ideas through my conversations with you, and this is what I come up with. Y'all be blessed.